Once upon a time, in a quaint little village, there stood a grand and imposing castle known as the Selfish Giant's Castle. The village was a delightful place with lush gardens, colorful flowers, and vibrant trees that bore fruit all year. But the castle, it was said, held a secret known to every child in the village, and a secret that weighed heavily upon the hearts of those who lived nearby. The Selfish Giant, a towering figure with a heart as cold as the snow that often blanketed his gardens, had a peculiar fondness for his beautiful garden. He considered it his, and his alone. He had built a high wall around the garden, and a stern sign hung on the gate: "Trespassers will be prosecuted." The children of the village were not welcome in his garden, and so they played elsewhere, in meadows and woodlands, while the giant's garden remained in eternal winter. One fateful day, the giant returned home from a long journey, only to find that winter had taken permanent residence in his garden. Snow and frost shrouded the once vibrant greenery. It was as if the world outside had decided to punish the giant for his selfishness. The flowers refused to bloom, the birds to sing, and the trees to bear fruit. The giant was dismayed, but rather than reflecting on the cause of his garden's desolation, he remained as self-centered as ever. He decided to reinforce the wall around the garden, ensuring that no one could ever enter and spoil it further. Winter persisted within the garden, and the village seemed to lose a bit of its luster, for the giant's garden had always been a source of joy and wonder for everyone. The children missed the laughter and play they once enjoyed there. But one morning, something extraordinary happened. The giant awoke to the sweet sound of birds singing. He looked out of his window and couldn't believe his eyes. His garden, for the first time in years, was in full bloom. It was no longer a desolate winter landscape, but a paradise filled with blossoms of every color, a meadow of lush green, and a symphony of singing birds. Perplexed, the giant rushed outside to investigate. There, he saw a wondrous sight. The children of the village, having discovered a small gap in the wall left by the fallen winter snow, had ventured into the garden. Their laughter and play had brought spring to the giant's garden, and they were, in turn, filled with joy and wonder. The giant, touched by the scene before him, approached the children. With a kind smile, he said, "I was once selfish, and I built this wall to keep you out. But now, I realize that a garden is meant to be shared and enjoyed by all. From now on, this garden shall be your playground, and you are welcome to come and play here whenever you like." The children cheered and thanked the giant, and from that day forward, they played in the garden. Spring, summer, autumn, and even in the harshest winter, the giant's garden remained a place of laughter and happiness for all. The once selfish giant had learned the true meaning of generosity and the joy that comes from sharing, and in doing so, he transformed not only his garden, but also himself. And so, the legend of the selfish giant became a heartwarming tale of redemption, showing that even the coldest hearts can thaw with a little warmth and kindness.